Hi guys, how are you doing? Hope you're doing all right. Today we're going to go and look at topic 3. That's in that same packet as yesterday in your packet, algebra number 2, or it's also what's uploaded on today's assignment. You'll see that if you start on topic 3, it says the zeros of a function are where it passes through the x-axis. So make sure that in that blank you go and put down that that's your x-axis that it's asking you for. Also, if you want to use a little bit of algebra to find those zeros instead of just looking at the picture using Desmos, you could go in and make sure that you set your y or f of x, change that into a 0, and then solve for x. If you go and look at the first couple of pictures, there are some pictures, just like what I have here. Again, I just went into Desmos, had a couple different equations that were already done. So if I make this one look like what we did on 15 or 16, if I'm looking for where is it going across my x-axis, if I go and click it, I can see that it crosses at about negative 0.7. So I'd go and say I have a solution at negative 0.7. Its better answer is really negative 2/3, but we'll call it that for today. If I went and looked at one that made it a quadratic, which we looked at those a whole bunch, if I looked for where does it go across my x-axis, I would see it happens at negative 3, and I would also see that it happens at 1. So those would be my zeros, negative 3 and 1. If it just said f of x equals instead of y equals, or gave me a picture, again, I can go and type it in. I can look for where is it going across. Those aren't the best answers, but I could go around those, negative 4.2 and positive 4.2. And again, those are just some values that would be my zeros. That's where I go across my x-axis. And that's how I'd go and do the zeros part. Really just use Desmos, go and type those in. The second topic you're looking at today is your x and y intercepts. Again, there's some things that you can go and do. If you go to topic number 6, if you flip your page and find topic number 6, it talks about x and y intercepts. With those, it goes and tells you that if you are trying to find your x-intercept, you're going to take y and you're going to go and make it into a 0. And then you go and solve your equation for x. And then when you're done, you'd write your order pair as x, whatever your x value is, to 7, whatever you discovered it to be, comma, 0. If you wanted to find your y-intercept of your line, that's going to say, hey, get rid of x, change it to 0, and then solve for y. Once you've done that, then you have your 0, comma, whatever number you just got there. If it's 7, 5, 18, 1 million, 0, comma, that number, there's your y-intercept. Again, I could go and do a little bit of algebra skills myself, or go into Desmos. Let's say it said, here's my equation. If I want my x, here's my x-axis. My x-intercept would be, oh, there's my line, hitting my graph at 2, 0. So 2, 0 would be my x. And then my y would be 0, negative 6. And that's how I'd go and write those. My x-intercept would be this 2, 0, and my y would be 0, negative 6. If instead of saying y equals, it gave x and y on the same side. Again, I can find, I might have to mess with my zoom on some of those, but I can go and click it and say, oh, there's my y-intercept, because that's where it crosses my y-axis, and I write down 0, 2. And then my x-intercept would be 7, 0. Again, I'm just looking at Desmos to go and check my work in order to go and solve those. Or if I'm really, really struggling, go into Desmos and figure out what those are. That's sort of the short version for today's lesson. Again, make sure you work on those problems. So you got your x and y intercept part, 38 through 41. Again, you're going to go and answer some of those questions on forms for me. Also, I'm going to go and do the same thing on finding the zeros of the function. Again, I'm going to go into forms. You might have to answer some of the questions about how do I go and do this. But again, make sure you write those down, make sure you get those recorded first, and then go and put those answers into forms. Good luck. If you need anything else, just let me know. Have a great rest of your day. Talk to you later.